Hello my beautiful, wonderful followers and any random people that come across this video. My name is Megan. Now today I'm going to share something very personal, which is a diary. Pinpoint bits that I thought were rather interesting. And the bits that I'm going to go across is bits that were way before I kind of realised that I was gay. I only really realised that I was around the age of 19, so this is when I was 17. And it's to do with boys, and it's me being very indecisive about which one I like, and having kind of, I'm like, oh, I like him, but I like that one, and I want to kind of combine them all together. And it's interesting to read because now I look back and I'm like, oh dear, kind of thing. And it's obviously at the time it was very distressing for me to go through it and not understand why exactly I couldn't pick one, basically. There's three guys that I talk about in it: Ben, David, and James. Yeah, so I'm just gonna read it. So here we go. 15th of September 2007. That's the day Ben told me he had true feelings for me. We were sitting on my bed. I was so tired, it was about 3 AM. I allowed him to stay over because when I dropped David home, when I got back, Ben was sitting on the ground by his car looking at the stars, telling me that he was thinking. I knew what it was about. Me. Especially when me, Ben and David were in the living room and Ben was holding that teddy bear he won me at Carter's theme fair. He was looking at this teddy and David was like, "Are you okay, mate? What's wrong?" He replied, "Don't worry." Then was saying random things like, "It's just so annoying when you screw up. You don't see what's in front of you until it's too late." So yeah, that's why he told me in my room what was troubling him. So the whole living room event made sense. The next weekend, we were watching, this is me and Ben, were watching Pearl Harbor, which is one of my favourite movies. And while we were sitting there like a couple, the atmosphere of the movie just felt right. He was looking down at me, then started touching my face. After a while, I looked up, then looked back down, and he said, "God, my heart is beating so fast." Aww. I looked up, smiled, and felt his heart, and we kissed. After he said, "Whoa, that was amazing," apparently he even texted Emily, which is my sister, saying, "Whoa." She was like, I remember the next day, she was kind of like, why did he text me that? Because she knew he was at my house. Random. After that, I was like, not what I was expecting. I wonder why. Ben has the best personality and what we did felt right, but I felt no spark. But then I just thought, maybe it's because it's Ben. That's so weird. Or it's because he is a boy. The next day I met up with David. Oh God, can see where this is going. We walked by the river. It was a really nice atmosphere, getting to know each other. And then when heading back, we sat on a boat dock thing. So I was like, wow, this is great. It feels really nice. Then he opened up, basically like how Ben did the day before, saying how he never felt this way about anyone before and how he wanted to know how I felt. I was like, oh shit, in my head. Then explained how I do like him. Then the but came in, and the whole thing with about him pulling Emily really hurt me. Again, Emily's my sister, so he kissed my sister. Awkward. But I was pretty much over this at this stage, as it happened 3 weeks ago. But I just felt, why did he do it if he really apparently liked me? But then I explained to him about Ben. He didn't even know he liked me that way. Yeah, right, let's be honest, boys talk to each other. He probably did. Blah, blah, blah. That was sorted. We walked back to his house and I needed to go home. We hugged by the car and he squeezed me. Then we pulled away slowly and, well, perfect moment for a kiss. So we did. God, he was so happy. Oh, I do remember that. Oh, he was very happy. Oh, hush. And I went, not a very good kisser though. Oh. So it kind of made things more complicated, but you know what, I'm glad it happened with both of them, because otherwise I would have always wondered what it would have been like. Ah, that was that. Oh, okay. Then I talk about, after this it was kind of like 2 months later. Yeah, I skipped the beginning bit, it's a bit boring. But I talk about this other guy, the guy I was saying about, James. So this is another guy that I was like, oh, I don't know if I like him, blah, blah, blah. So I never went out with the 2 previous boys, even though I spent ages trying to figure out which one to go out with. So now I talk about James. So I'm like, James is a guy, when I look back, so I knew him around the same length. I knew all these guys around the same amount of times. Like, I didn't know one longer. I just kind of spent more time with certain boys. So anyway, James is a guy, when I look back, I wish I had a relationship with, but I don't really know him that well. It's pretty much text/MSN based, although I have seen him quite a bit compared to before. I find him so attractive. When I look at pictures of him, I'm like, fit. Ben, on the other hand, oh, so this is just comparing Ben and James. Ben, on the other hand, I get along with so well, and I am my true self with him, but I'm not as attracted to him as I am with James. Both have great personalities in that they treat women right. They really do. Anyway, then I go on to negatives. Comparing them. So, one thing that pisses me off about James is that sometimes he wears old people clothes, like that long coat. Another thing is, I feel sometimes he's like WTF to when I do my hyper voices or funny faces, whereas Ben just giggles. It's an important thing, because that's just my true me. Another thing is, James isn't in my group of friends, whereas Ben is. I don't know if how I feel for Ben is just a friendship, or could it be more? Ben is like the same situation I was in with my ex, Patrick. So that was like a year ago, or a year and a half since then. So I didn't really find Patrick attractive, although he was okay looking, but it developed into me liking him more. But still, there was something missing. I wonder what that was! Well, maybe it's something that they shouldn't have. Oh dear. So I get jealous when I see both of them with other girls. Aw, and then there's a picture. How I feel: angry, sad, annoyed, help, confused. I hate me for what I am doing. I don't understand me. So if you guys are writing this type of thing, just remember in about a year or so, it may be that you're gay. About it, that was kind of the interesting things that I found. Oh, here we go. So it's weird because I finally picked someone, but I didn't actually date him. It's a shame. So I say, I think I finally realised I want Ben, but I'm going to wait until I next see him. Sometimes I just want to grab him and kiss him, but I don't know how he would react. Oh, he'd love it. Who wouldn't like that? I think the reason I was so confused was because of how people told me how much Ben liked me, and it kind of freaked me out. Which is fair enough, but I tell you, Megan, I don't think that was the reason. So yes, that's a little bit of my diary. I hope you enjoyed. I found it was quite funny. But the moral of the story is, write a diary. If you're 15 now, or even if you're 18, I want to write one now. I'm 22. God, I'm 22. I am 22, right? Yeah. I want to continue writing one, because come 3-4 years time, I won't remember stuff like now. Not as much as a diary remembers, because it remembers. It's a person. Yeah. So that's it, y'all. Have a good day, and I'll see you, I don't know,